My loves, this conversation is about 100% pure octane encouragement in the form of some suggestions about limiting thoughts to let go of. So why don't we get heart-centered together? If you're in motion, great. I love it when we cook together and go for walks together, take you however I can get you. If you can get into a more meditative place, that would be great too. So take a deep breath. Really aware that you're breathing from your heart center, warm, friendly, golden, luminous quality of your heart. Why don't we do a little dedication of merit while we're here? We dedicate the merits of our togetherness today to the awakening of all sentient beings and the purification and healing of Mother Gaia, our earth. So be it, so it is. So the idea here is that the merit is all of our softening, our awakening, all the love and the relief that's about to be generated from these 9 gentle suggestions about what you're going to transmute in your heart space and kick to the curb. All right, let's go. How about you let go of the idea that it's too late to start fresh? So maybe you see that concept, that idea in the center of your heart, and you just take a deep breath. Let it dissolve in that golden, luminous space of your heart. You're dissolving the idea that it's too late to start fresh. No, it isn't. You're expansive. You're fresh every day. Okay, next breath. Let go of the perception that just because you're wrong, you're unworthy. Because you're human and you're here to learn, and we learn through contrast. And of course, you're going to be wrong lots of the time. All of us are. Does not mean that you are unworthy of love, happiness, health, wealth. Just means you're human. You're here. Congratulations for showing up. You breathe into your heart. You see that perception that because you're wrong, you might be unworthy. It's dissolving in that golden luminosity of love. What are we going to let go of now? How about this? How about you let go of the idea that you are 100% completely responsible for all of your failures and your shortcomings? Should I say it again? We're letting go of the idea. It's just an idea. It's not actually reality. That you are 100% responsible. It's just you for all of the failures and all of the shortcomings. No, it's not true. Breathe that into your heart, that spaciousness, and let me unpack this with some explanation. We are dynamic. There's your wrongness and my wrongness. There's my misperceptions, your misperceptions. There's karma. There's duality. There's positivity and negativity. There's shadow and there is light. There's lots of things that appear to be failures that down the road are very clearly divine intervention. It was the genius of our soul. So we don't even know. We can't even verify if what we deem to be a failure now or a shortcoming is actually so. So that's kooky pants to think that we are all responsible for all the stuff that doesn't work out. Breathe that into your heart, that relief. You're letting go of that idea. It's gone. Next breath. You warming up? How about we let go of trying to convince others that we're right and they're wrong? This would be a big life uplifter. Breathe into your heart. You're letting go of efforting, of trying to convince anybody else that you are right and they are wrong. Life's going to be so much easier, so much lighter, so much more fun as you dissolve that attempt, that willfulness to convince others that you're right, they're wrong. Doesn't matter. You might actually be right. Doesn't matter if you are. You don't actually know for sure right now through all of human time and what's coming in the future if you are 100% verifiably right, even though you might think you are, and you might be. Just let it go. Let go of trying to convince. You can stay rooted in your deep, maybe even divine cellular knowing that you know how it works, but let go of trying to convince. Just breathe that in. It's dissolving, melting. It's coming to find rest in the spaciousness of your heart. Okay, next one is both meta and really practical. How about you let go of anything that clutters, masks, covers up, gets in the way of your beauty? So your beauty could be your lovingness, the gorgeous light that you emit, your genius, your intelligence, your kindness. It could be your physicality. It could be the texture of your skin. It could be your heritage. It could be all the applications of your culture. It could be the tone of your voice, your musicality, your vibration. What's getting in the way of the multitudinous forms of your beauty? And you know what? For the sake of this beautiful practice that we're doing right now, you actually don't need to have a list. You don't need to be cognitive of all the various things that might be cluttering your various forms of beauty. But I'll give you some suggestions. One form of clutter that we often forget to remember is the clutter of thought forms. Those heavy, constrictive, fear-based, fear-inducing thoughts that hang out in our mind. And if they're hanging out in our mind, they're hanging out in our magnetic field, in our auric field, in the suitcase, the bubble of our energy. And we collected them from various places over lifetimes and messaging from people and educational systems and religious structures and the media. And we've just been collecting these little lead nuggets of thought forms that are having us forget how beautiful and powerful we really are. And by holding on to them and thinking about them and not letting them go, we actually energize them. They get bigger, they get darker, they get heavier. They actually get more magnetic. And we attract more proof into our reality of why we are not all of these beautiful things. That's how it works, because as you know, because you've been hanging out with me for a while, and some beautiful mystics, energy follows thought. So we want to declutter, we want to dissolve the thoughts that get in the way of our shining and our kindness. And while we're at it, how about we actually declutter our physical spaces? I once got asked at a talk, this really sweet lady raised her hand and asked me what my opinion was on cluttered spaces. And because I didn't want to shame or embarrass or have her feel rejected in front of an auditorium full of people, I said, it's all God. But my experience is I feel more at peace, I feel more relaxed, my nervous system feels more regulated when things are a little more spacious, organized, and intentionally beautified. She probably felt shamed anyway, but that was me being as loving as I could be. Because I believe that when our physical spaces where we work, where we live, where we play, are cluttered with too much tangible stuff, too many items, when the stuff in our spaces are taking up too much space, it creates a kind of congestion at multiple levels. It creates a psychic congestion, it creates a physical and material congestion, and we want light and love and fresh air to flow in all ways. So inhale into that golden, luminous, maybe light pink, amazing, vast space called your heart. You don't even need to understand what you're letting go of. You might have some ideas. You might be making a list. We are letting go of anything that clutters our beauty and the flow of life-giving energy. Okay, let's keep going. How about you let go of excessive boundaries, heavy, weighty, highly opinionated, firm. This is where you stand on this issue, no matter what. That really erect wall between this is what works for me and this is what does not. A lot of us building these walls higher and higher. I'm all for healthy boundaries, 100%. Healthy on behalf of love boundaries are part of becoming a spiritually mature adult and kid. But those excessive, highly opinionated, egocentric boundaries end up creating more harm than good. And I really want us to be lovingly aware, to remember that as a soul, you are boundless, you are infinite, you are flexible, you have space for a lot of things. Really powerful, beautiful teaching that I've learned from VS. She's the metaphysical practitioner, the energy healer that I've been working with for years. We co-create all of the meditations and visualizations, so many practices in our Heart Center membership. I will quote her. She teaches, to create binded, constrained ways to interrelate with other souls will eventually lead to diseased states, since freedom is inherently who we are. Freedom is inherently who we are. Freedom to love, freedom to bend, freedom to forgive, freedom to embrace, freedom to tolerate, freedom to be ourselves. So you could take a breath right now and maybe let your soul do an inventory of your vibrant, healthy, spiritually soul-aligned boundaries. And for all those other ones that are lead-like and heavy and hyper-opinionated, you breathe into the space of your heart, soft, gentle, golden, warm, and you let those excessive boundaries just fucking relax. How we doing? Let's keep going. How about we all together let go of punishing ourselves for getting over past versions of ourselves, for letting go of who we used to be, for changing. The invitation is to let go of punishing yourself, for letting go of old versions of yourself. The idea here is in that golden space of our heart that's timeless, can bend time with love, what no longer exists. Those old versions, those old scripts, those old sticky, crunchy, too small for our new selves identities. In that loving space, all those old identities get offered upward with compassion and with grace. They get integrated. We love the parts of ourself that we outgrew. No punishment, just celebration for having the strength to love the parts of ourself that we outgrew. Take a deep breath. I have 2 more really awesome suggestions. I think you're really going to love this one. Here's the invitation. How about you let go of your unspoken vow to yourself that you need to do it all by yourself? You made a contract. There's some kind of commitment. I know if you have ovaries, you probably signed something with your inner critic that you're going to do it all by yourself. Here's the solution. After the letting go, alongside the letting go, you're seeing that unspoken vow that you need to do it all by yourself. It's melting in the warmth of your heart. Because the solution is that community is where it's at. Being with people with whom you resonate is how you expand. It is not weakness. This is not about just signing up, working with yes people. This is about going where the love is, because this is how you fiercely love yourself. This is how you create the life that you want to live. You go where there's resonance. The greatest support for your expansion is where you should be hanging out. That's where you create infinite visions for a better life. It's how you actually get creative, by hanging out in the field of love. Please, please, please rely on others to help you paint your landscape with sanity, with generosity, with kindness, with love, with joy. A great life is a collaborative process. So you are letting go of that unspoken vow, or maybe highly declared in all directions on your social media that you think you need to do it all. Poof, dissolved, gone. You go where the love is. You're there right now. Okay, finish line. We're feeling warm, we're feeling golden, we're feeling luminous, we're feeling unified. We're in this beautiful field of consciousness together through sound. We are going to let go of the concept that we have to be fully healed in order to live a life of deep, sweet surrender. Okay, I'm going to unpack this one for a minute. You just stay focused on your heart. Your breathing is natural. You're inhaling through your nose. You're exhaling through your nose. Your mouth is closed. Just vibe with me. That space of deep surrender where there's mystery is where we really become receptive to all of the light, the guidance, the wisdom, the healing that our soul is trying to drop into us 24/7 for all of eternity. It's not naive weakness. It's not laziness. It is the divine zone. Receptivity with a capital receptivity. Receptivity, surrender as your spiritual practice, as your dance with universal wisdom. What happens is a lot of us, spiritual overachievers, will tell ourselves that we have to be fully healed and 100% grateful and enlightened and vibing at the highest levels in order to get admitted into that place where we can relax, where Jesus and Buddha and Christ consciousness actually has got the wheel for us. We all intuitively know that room of mystery, that place where we can just go to chill and get the light and get the answers and get the cues and not have to write an exam and not have to look under every rock and get another test and another lesson to know what the next best move is. We all know that domain, that room of love is where the deepest healing is at. We don't even need to knock on that door. We don't need to be granted that key. We don't need to pay our way in or earn our way in. So we can let go of the concept that we need to be fully healed, more conscious, more Catholic, more luminous, more New Age, more Buddhist, more informed, more high vibe, in order for us to get admission into that place of just receiving. Say it one more time. You're going to breathe into your heart. Feel that golden, warm, unconditionally loving reality, your divine nature. And you have let go, you have dissolved, you have transmuted the notion that you have to be fully healed in order to live a life of deep surrender. Just take another deep breath and become aware that you are deepening into that surrender. And there's more light and there's more love where that came from. Oh, my loves. That's a lot of letting go. That's a lot of transmutation and expansion. That's a lot of bridge strengthening to the wisdom of your soul. And I know you're here for it, and I am signing off with a smile, and I will be here always for a long time to come to help you let go and transmute and cheer you on to surrender. With love, Danielle. Thank you so much for listening, for feeling, for spreading the word. With love.